had a fun conversation with Alec a couple of weeks back where literally he was at his house at home with the kids, floating in the swimming pool, having a good time. And he said, so your boy's kind of basically handing us this election, don't you think? And I went, I got a funny feeling you need to be more prepared for a Trump president than I do a Hillary president.
That's Hollywood actor Stephen Baldwin on Good Morning America back in 2016, recounting how he predicted the election results in favor of then President-elect Donald Trump. Baldwin is one of a small group of outspoken Hollywood conservatives who are vocal about supporting the president. And even though there's always been a known far-left bias among Hollywood's elite, more and more conservative actors are seeing a negative impact on their careers because of their political standing. Joining me now to talk about the challenges facing conservatives in Hollywood is actor, director, and author Stephen Baldwin. Great to see you again, Stephen. It has been a while since having you on my show to another network. So what about this? Talk to us, if you would, about some of this negative impact.
Well, I think, Heidi, clearly when you see celebrities, Hollywood folks trying to get out there and have opinions about all this, quite often it can go the wrong way. But just for myself, I think what we see happening right now, Heidi, is the exposure and the ugliness of what's really going on underneath a lot of this politics and rioting and all kinds of stuff. Let's keep in mind, George Floyd and his death is clearly a tragedy. And some reforms and this conversation of reform and all this sort of thing is definitely necessary. But, you know, dismantling the police and many things like that, I think not only Hollywood, but I think Wall Street and all Americans now are starting to see the truth and the reality of what's going on honestly underneath it all. And that is what's going to lead directly. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just agreeing with you and saying, yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
It's definitely.
So the funny thing for me, Heidi, is I think what we're going to see again, you see all this gibberish out there and talk of polls and who's leading and all that. That's what they said in 2016, Heidi. They said there's no way and this, that. I think what we're seeing now is a lot of revelation from voters about what the truth is and the great job that President Trump is doing.
Yeah, and we are going to be talking about that a little bit because, boy, those polls can be messy and they can be misleading, and you never really know who's been asked what in the middle of a poll. But I would ask you, as we put up, I think we have a full screen here of a list of different Hollywood actors who have come out as conservatives or at least have said things that put them in the conservative pile. And you can see there on the screen, Clint Eastwood, James Woods, Scott Baio, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tim Allen. I know you know that story. Gary Sinise, Adam Sandler, John Voight. Is it really true? Does it really happen that going for a movie or going for a project, some of these things can actually be shut down time and time again because you're a conservative? I mean, nobody says that, right? They blame it on something else.
Well, there's many conservatives in Hollywood, writers, and Sinise had a wonderful organization that brought a bunch of people together. And I've been getting phone calls, Heidi, from people I haven't heard from in quite some time. And they're all saying the same thing. And I don't mean tons of people. I just mean there is a movement, there is a consciousness of conservatism or family values, things like that in Hollywood. There's, just not everybody's completely evil in Hollywood. But I just, for me, again, slowly as President Trump and the administration move towards the next election, and they are allowing these states for themselves to make certain decisions about how they're going to handle these situations. And again, it's just showing voters the difference between the Republican Party and the Democrat Party.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Also, I want to show you this that we had happened last night on Sean Spicer's show, Spicer and Company. Scott Baio was on there, and he shared a story. We'll go ahead and put that on the screen as well. if we could do that here. This was an ABC executive that actually refused to work with him because of his political affiliation. There was an email that was shared, and here's sort of a tear sheet of the heart of it. This is from the executive who said, "Sorry, but I have no interest in doing anything with Scott Trump Baio." I mean, this is outlandish.
Well, it certainly doesn't make sense because as Hollywood continues to politicize all of those types of things, they continue to alienate the box office. That's the truth.
No doubt.
I think we're going to see, Heidi, in 2021. You're going to see Hollywood and all the networks turn around and start creating more conservative content, more things that cross over and reach over the aisle. You just can't keep trying to control something when we, the people, so to speak, are the ones that should be in control.
Absolutely. And just as we lose your signal, I'm going to say goodbye before it gets really bad. Stephen Baldwin, such a pleasure to have you again. Really nice to see you. Wishing you the happy 4th of July with your family as well.
Happy 4th of July.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing news channel, now in 65 million homes. Get Newsmax TV on all the major cable systems or go to newsmaxtv.com and click on the Find Newsmax tab to locate us. Remember, Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.